Good morning, everyone. I'm Sharon. Today, my research topic is about a study on the relationship between the family conflicts and the social support to the employee stress in Hong Kong. In my following presentation, there are totally 9 chapters that I'm going to present to you. Let's start now. The first chapter is Introduction. According to the Hong Kong People Pressure Index in 2015, we can see that there are over 70% of the respondents in the study believe that the stress is very high in their daily life. And the study also found that the age group between 31st to 45 years old people who are employees is mainly in a high degree of pressure. And more than 40% of high-pressure employees thought that they would not be actively coping with the stress. So, we can conclude that Hong Kong employees have a high level of stress and some external factors that will relate to the stress. In the following part, we will try to focus the study of the topic on the stress and the family conflict and the social support as well. Conclude the findings with the related literature reviews and discuss more about the methodology background of the research. The literature review on the relationship between the family conflict and stress. I have found that the U.S. studies suggest that a greater degree of job stress could be caused by the higher level of family interference in work. Also, in the UK journal, it can find that stress and family conflict are considered among the biggest challenges by the organizations nowadays. Work-family conflicts can predict the strain. For the relationship between the social support and stress, the USA study found that the officers who perceived limited peer support are more likely to report negative work experience, including high levels of job stress. It's showing that there is a negative relationship between the social support and stress. In the South Africa, the research on the role of social support in occupational samples have a significant effect on the stress as well. To summarize above studies, they are all foreign research, which the authors focus on their own country's employees. So, to the knowledge of this study, there are not many previous studies have investigated the relationship between the employee reactions in terms of job stress, social support, and family conflicts in Hong Kong in recent years. Therefore, the study of this research will explore whether there is any association between the job stress, social support, and family conflict, these variables. Apart from exploring the association of the family conflict and social support to the Hong Kong workers' stress, we hope this study can be as a guideline by the management to overcome employees' job stress problems through updating the content and methods of stress management training program from positive family life education and peer support perspectives to the government or organizations. For the research question, there are 2 questions. The first one is, what is the relationship between the family conflict and stress level in Hong Kong? The second one is, what is the relationship between the social support and stress level of employees in Hong Kong? For the research hypothesis, there are two hypotheses, and this is the simple framework of the hypothesis. The first one is the relationship between the family conflict and employee stress is positive, and the second one is there is a negative relationship between social support and employee stress. For the methodology of the study, it will use quantitative cross-sectional survey, and it will use closed-end questions in the questionnaires to the interviewee. For the participants, it will focus on Hong Kong employees from different industries, and the study will plan to start from September of 2017 to March of 2018. For the measurement, it will use self-administrated interview structure. Also, it will use 3 scales for the measurement, and these 3 scales are reliable and valid. They are family relationship scale, stress perceived scale, and social support scale, respectively. For the sampling, it will use probability sample, which is multi-stage stratified random sampling. The advantage is to divide population into groups from different industries. For example, 5 industries, which is most common in Hong Kong, and the sample size will have 100 employees from each industry, which is a large amount of interviewees in the interview. For the data analytical strategy, it mainly used mediation model and correlation analysis and multiple regressions to find out the relationship between different variables. Lastly, for the ethical issues, the whole study of the research will protect participant privacy. For example, the data will be destroyed after the completion of the study. Also, the name of the respondents will not be disclosed. Also, the informed consent form will be given to the participants as well. Finally, this is the page of the reference of my studies. That's all of my presentations today. Thank you.